readers, I'm Amy and I'm your nonfiction feminist. We are back on the floor of my library. I have a couple of books that I'm working on unhauling this fall. So we'll see what I get done. I think it's going to be fairly small because I've pretty much got my collection where I want it to be, but let's go ahead with the video. Alright, we've got quite a few books here. I still think I'm going to comb through my shelves once more before winter really starts to set in. So let's see what we've got for this part of the unhaul. My first two books are Sex at Dawn and 9 Parts of Desire. I will link my try a chapter tag for Nonfiction November up in the corner. These two were books that I had read over and just I'd like read the introductions and they weren't hooking me. They're very like this one's very history and culture, and I struggle a little bit with history. It's a genre that I'm interested in, but I'm not sure if it's a genre that's really like hooking me yet. And Sex at Dawn started off talking about bugs, which just kind of made no sense, and again it was kind of a dry historical type of writing and I just was not feeling it. So both of those will definitely be going in the donation pile. Then The Glass Room. Up in the corner I will put my backlist book challenge, or the TBR for it. One of those. This was the book that I chose, the book that I'm looking forward to reading the least from my TBR. So if it's on my TBR, I still want to read it. It just might not be, it's like the last one on my TBR. I had tried reading it once. I wasn't really understanding what was going on, but I wanted to keep trying it because it is a fictional World War II book, and I'm really interested in World War II. I think it's a very interesting time period. I like the fiction that takes place there. But I never picked it up, and I'm starting to think, will I pick this up? Probably not. So saying goodbye to this one. These next ones, I have read half of these books. I got each of these at the High Plains Book Awards last October whenever I went with the Friends of the Library, and these were some of the very large selection of free books that you could get at the various tables. I read Stay, which is kind of a poetry about, a girl whose parents are splitting up and she just wants her new dog. It was good. It's like a young adult poetry. I'm just not gonna read it again. I read This Is All a Lie, which is actually a really awesome concept. I just don't think it was quite there in the execution. The numbers and the chapters are backwards in this book, but you're not really reading the story backwards, and then it goes in and it's the typeface for this book is Garamond, so it kind of goes back in history to talk about the person who came up with the Garamond font, and it goes between him and his wife and the couple and the woman that are like the main characters of this book. But I feel like Garamond was really just kind of like a red herring, so that's the title, This Is All a Lie. Like, you're not really sure if a certain part of the story really relates to the story at all. So it was a really awesome concept. The execution just wasn't quite there. Like, I liked the backwards stuff. I liked the idea of the red herrings. I liked the typeface, because I actually very much enjoy Garamond, because I'm that nerd. The writing was pretty. Just the story, it wasn't there for me. I don't know. I was going to do a whole, like, review of all the books that I read that were long listed for the High Plains Book Awards, but it was not working out. Beck. I love the cover, but not all books have to be own voices. I very much enjoy many, many books that are not own voices. They can be great, but I have a line. And I found that line in Beck. Beck is the story of a little black boy who is in a Christian orphanage. Maybe it's like a Mormon orphanage or something. I don't know. And the brothers, like the pastors, the religious men who run the orphanage, when they have like a boys' orphanage, they take Beck into the bathroom to help him clean up or something. And really they're just trying to get some from this underage black boy. And he says no, so they take him down to the basement and do the horrible, terrible things. Mal Peet is a very old white male author writing about a very young black boy with a very traumatic history, and that is my line. If you're a man writing female characters, just try to learn something while you do it. If you're a female trying to write male characters, just like try and do it well. But it's fine. Plenty of people write about experiences that are not their own, write about types of people that they have never been. But an old white male talking about a young traumatized black boy was just not what I wanted. So no, I didn't get more than a couple chapters into that. I have no desire to finish it. These last three, I have Blockhead, Me, and The Exact Nature of Our Wrongs. With how the first three books went for the High Plains Book Awards long list thing, I just cannot get myself excited to read my last three. So I'm just donating all of them. I'm not even going to try the last three because I'm just so disheartened by my experiences with this particular set of awards. Which, by the way, High Plains Book Awards focuses, I don't remember on the exact state, so I'll have to link it down below. But it's like Idaho and Montana. I think it talks about the Dakotas and Colorado. It talks about Canadian authors. Just the High Plains authors that people kind of forget about, and I'm thinking maybe they forget about them for a reason. Gwen Hunter's Sleep Softly. This is another book that I had tried to read for the Backlist Book Challenge. Got a couple of pages into it and the writing was just so bad. So yeah, bye. My last stack of books. This one will be a bit controversial, I think. So I still have a bookmark in that one. I tried to read Beloved in October, and I got to like a certain point in this book when I just started looking up the Spark Notes, summaries, and analysis, and I counted that as reading the book because I kind of skimmed through it as I was going through the synopses and everything, and I put in a good effort, you know, but it's just not the book for me. Now, I've read Toni Morrison before. I really loved The Bluest Eye. I read Tar Baby and I didn't get what it was about. I didn't get what was going on. I'd started Beloved, and the writing is really nice. Toni Morrison is a very talented person, but it didn't have that readability for me. I wasn't grasping what the story was trying to tell me or what was going on in the story. And I read through the synopsis and the analysis on SparkNotes, and I'm like, this woman is obviously brilliant. Like, the things that she delves into with this book and the symbolism in this book is phenomenal. But at the base level of this book for me, it just doesn't have the readability. And Tar Baby just didn't have the readability. So I do have a friend who really enjoys Toni Morrison. She is going to get all of the Toni Morrison books that I have so far, with the exception of The Bluest Eye, which I'm going to hold on to, and Sula, because I've heard a couple people say some really good things about it. She highly recommends reading it. So I'm gonna give one last try with Toni Morrison with Sula, but the rest of my books will be passed on to her. So I have Beloved and Tar Baby. I also have Paradise. This looks like a chunker. A Mercy, Home, and I forgot to grab Song of Solomon. I hear this is another one of her really popular books. Sula's just the one that I'm hearing the most about at the moment, so that's one I'm going to hold on to and try reading. But yes, it kind of makes sense because in general I really seem to struggle with literary fiction. There has been literary fiction that I have really enjoyed, but literary books, again, they just don't really have the readability for me. But that's fine. Not all genres are for all people, you know. I just fed you. Leave me alone. Yeah, there will probably, I assume, be a video following after this one with some more unhauls before winter really sets in. So, see you in the next one. I just have one more small pile to add to this. It's nothing really of note. I have my husband's very old copy of Alice in Wonderland. I don't know that he ever actually read the book. It's falling apart, and he doesn't remember having it, even though I know for a fact that it's his. So, I don't know. This will probably be going to the Mission downtown. And then we have 3 travel books here. We've done some traveling, and with the way we do it, we end up looking up so much stuff online that I really just don't think we're going to get any use out of these books. They're all fairly recent. I have Australia, I have Sydney, and Puerto Vallarta. So those are going to go ahead and go. But yeah, tiny unhaul. Like I said, my collection's pretty much where I want it to be right now. So I think we're good. We'll see what books I get off of my TBR in the next few months or so. You know, I'll be doing another unhaul. But that is all I have for you. I don't know when my phone started trying to search what I'm saying. Apparently Google is paying attention now, even though it hasn't been paying attention to me recently. Anyways, please like, subscribe, be my friend so you can keep up to date on more of my unhauls and hauls and wrap-ups and such and such. I will see you all in the next one. Bye, friends.